Hi guys, today's video is about cleaning rat cages. I do have my travel case here for them. I've got two cages, one at home which is bigger and another one here is smaller because they're not here as long as home. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean this little travel box out for them before transferring them over. When you actually own animals, particularly with rats or hamsters, you have to clean their cages out once to twice a week, depending on how many you have. There's no point in having insurance because they don't live long, such as cats or dogs. We all know that because dogs live longer, upwards of 15 years. Sometimes you're lucky, 20 years. Horses, you can maybe get away with 31 years, I don't know. I'm not a horsey fan, but my fiance behind the camera is. So, but yeah, she's actually very nervous of being in front of the camera, so shame on her. But yeah, she's just looking at her phone at the minute, probably looking up at horses. But yeah, it's one of those things where you have to think, right, where do I begin and where do I finish off, things like that. So yeah, that's pretty much clean that travel case. Now the best spray to use is the Pet Safe spray that you can use in cages and travel boxes. So, but right now I don't have any of that. So I'm using kitchen spray, but before I actually put the rats in, I tend to leave that to breathe a little bit. But seeing as I don't have much time, I'm going to get the rats out. I did have 4. Sadly, one has passed due to illnesses. So it is a bit of a shame. So life has to go on. But right now, got to get these rats out if they let me. I know they will let me because they've got no choice. Come on, you get out. Come on. There we go. That's I've had these boys for getting on close to 2 years. Typically speaking, they live to 3, and it is good luck if you get them past 3 years, so like 4, maybe 5 years. I know that mine rats can live to 7, and that's one of the rats that I really want to get, is a mine rat, but they are larger, so you'll need a larger enclosure if you are going to work and that, because obviously with wiring and that you don't want them electrocuted and stuff like that. But right now my fiance is going to be carrying the camera whilst I take this outside. As regards to bedding, see how dirty that is. So it does kind of get quite dirty if you've got more than 2 rats. As regards to bedding, this is recommended because it's safer for them and it doesn't cause any respiratory problems. So right now we're going to go outside and empty this out. Right, so outside at the minute, so you can either put this in your garden waste bin. Here in Boston it's green. Same with the Lincoln area, it's green. But in your area it may be a different colour. So right now I'm taking this to the compost heap that we have. It's all homemade.
Fuck. Stop my language.
Yeah. So make sure most of that stuff is out, but we're not quite done yet with the cleaning of the cage. So we're going to go straight back in, give it once over and top it up with new bedding. Right, so now back inside after emptying this. So I'm going to give it a once over, make sure it's clean, and then we can start putting the actual bedding in. And to wipe down the actual bottom of this cage, it's best to use kitchen roll, or you can use a loo roll or a dishcloth. But the best is the kitchen paper towel. It's easy to use and dump, really, and it can be recycled. So I do the top edges first to get all the clog out, and then the sides, and that actually pushes out down the dirt, and then I can do the actual base. And around the edges, and if you have to, get a new bit of paper towel or toilet roll, whichever you have to hand. Sometimes you have to spray a couple of areas twice, maybe 3 times, depending on how hard poo is. So for example, 2 areas here, 1 there and 1 just down there. So I'm going to do that again. So it's just spraying those areas and give it a good scrub. I know you can actually use hot water and dish soap to release it, but especially in this type of weather, you don't really want to be outside, particularly for animals, as it's not great for them. And right now, these little ones are wondering what I'm doing, as you can probably tell. But yeah, it's not easy looking after rats. Well, it is easy in a way, and so you don't have to walk them every day or every second day. So all it is just feeding them and making sure that the water bottle is full. But yeah, and then once you put the amount of bedding in, just spread it out nice and evenly. And then once that's in, you can actually put the actual top back on. So once that is done, you can do the exact same thing as what you've done with the bottom of the cage, and make sure that's clean, which I'm going to do right now, as it's still quite dirty on that platform. Because if you leave the cage dirty, it's not good for the rat's health. So make sure the platform's nice, so nothing for the rats to actually lick up or eat that's not safe for them. So once all it's clean, then you can get the rats out of the travel case. With mine, I tend to get the travel case close to the cage, and then let them go in themselves. And there we go. And that's how they're trained. And just like sort of play with them a little bit, so they know you, and you're bonding with them before you actually put the cage back in its rightful place and out of the way. And very shortly, I am going to feed them. I'm not going to bother with their water right now because they've still got plenty. And yes, that's my fiance behind the camera making that noise.
I done it.
Yeah, as you probably heard, she's done it. But in actual fact, I did it. But anyway, that's practically it for this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.